The first round, just wrapping up, chatting with John Elway and Vic Fangio. John, you finally picked an Alabama player. What did you like about Jerry Jeudy?
You know what, Phil? You're right. It is our first Alabama player, and it's we're thrilled to have him. Obviously, Jerry is a tremendous athlete that has had tremendous success in a very tough league down in the SEC, but also has the knowledge and the background, having played in the pro offense down there at Alabama too. So, I mean, Jerry's a guy who can stick his foot in the ground, really get out of a break, does a great job running routes, has a great feel for it, and has tremendous hands. And so, it was a need for us on the offensive side. And so we were thrilled that he was still there, and we're excited to have Jerry on our football team.
Vic, what do you think that he brings to this offense? And do you feel like his skill set complements Courtland Sutton pretty well?
Yes, it does. Anytime you can add another receiving threat, it has a trickle-down effect for everybody. Has a trickle-down effect to the different coverages that you'll be facing with two good receivers. It has a trickle-down effect that it may help your running game, if teams are playing coverages to stop two receivers. So we're excited to have him, and I think anytime you can add somebody that will not only play his position well, but can affect the way defenses play it, and other people can feed off of that, that's good.
John, at 15, Jeudy is the highest wide receiver ever taken by the Broncos. And with this year's class so deep at that position, why did you feel like that was the right move to go there? I mean, do you feel like he's a generational type of talent?
Well, I mean, I think he's got a chance to. Obviously, it was tremendous success at Alabama. I think he had 77 catches last year. And, you're right. I mean, Phil, it was a deep class, but we felt like he was the class of the class. And so we're, fortunate to get him at 15, and you never know. I mean, there was a run a little bit later on wideouts, and a lot of guys, I think there went 6 or 7 wideouts went in that first round. And so, when you're in a position of need, but also, your guy is there, it's tough to pass on that. And so you never know what's going to fall in the second round. We still, like I've said earlier, we feel like there's still a lot of good football players on the board and have a chance to get a real good player in the second round also.
Vic, did you ever have discussions about maybe trying to move up for Jeudy? There were some rumors about that before the draft started.
No, I don't think that ever got very serious at any point, but John could answer that better.
Did you ever feel, John, like you were going to have to move up if you wanted to get Jeudy?
You know what, Phil? We thought that we had a lot of good options at 15. And so however it fell, and we tried with all our mocks the last week, that we really tried to cover our bases. And so, we didn't feel like it was necessary for us to move up. We felt like we're going to get a good football player at 15. We just did, it just determined, just depended on how it fell. And so, it fell with us being able to pick up, Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver.
Vic, we heard that your internet went out 5 minutes before the draft started. Can you take us through and tell us what happened there?
Well, just all of a sudden, everything froze up. All the computer screens, which there's about 6 of them there, and my in-house TV that froze up. Everything just froze, and I think it's because they put that super duper high speed stuff in there, so the consumers out there should know not to have to pay the extra amount for that. You're good without having that.
That wasn't like Belichick outside your house clipping the line, huh?
Russ was worried, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
John, how did everything go on your end? Did you feel like communication was good?
It was good. I think, it was always, you never know how it's going to go. And I think we got more comfortable as time went on and got a really good feel for it. So, obviously we just went through, 32 picks today. Tomorrow we'll have the 2 rounds. And so I think getting this first day under our belt is good. I thought the communication, especially among us, was very good, as well as also with the league office and being able to get the pick in. So, but yeah, I think it went, for the first time doing it a virtual draft, I think it went very, very well.
Vic, we've talked about having plenty of talent left in the draft for tomorrow. What areas do you feel like you need to address on day 2?
Well, I mean, that's hard to answer at this point. We'll see what's available when our pick is there. And I think, you always hope that your needs match a good player there. But if it's not, you don't want to force the issue. So I think that's hard to predict. We're 14th pick in the second round. So, and as the draft goes, things start to thin out. So, we still have enough places where we could use good football players at. So I don't think I can pinpoint one area for you right now.
And then last one for both of you here. Vic, I'll start with you. This was your second time around going through the draft as a head coach. Did it get a little bit easier?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, last year it was a little different in that since we were a new staff, we had already started our off-season program. We had a mini camp. We were into the first phase of the off season. So, half of my days or so were involved with that. And I probably missed, about half or 40% of the meetings that I was able to go to more this year. So got more involved and I enjoyed it. And it was a good process working with John and the guys. It was enjoyable.
And John, for you, this is the 10th time around. Do you take any little things from each draft and now use them this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I think you gain experience every time you go through it. You get a feel for it. But ultimately, Phil, you never really know, and you can try to work different things and try to move around. And, you never, for us to be able to get Jerry Jeudy at 15 when we weren't sure, the top two receivers were even going to be there. And so it's the one thing that you learn about the draft is don't expect anything normal about the draft, because it's always going to be a little bit different. And so that's what's exciting about it also. But, Phil, it's good for us to get out of the first day with a guy like Jerry Jeudy in a position that we really need. We believe is going to be a very good football player. So we're excited about going into day 2.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a busy day 2. 4 picks coming up in round 2 and 3. Vic and John, thank you so much for your time.
You got it, Phil.
All right. Thank you, Phil.